Hello and welcome to my fourth vlog. The last three challenges that I completed are actually a little bit interlinked, I think. So I volunteered at Crisis at Christmas. Crisis is a homelessness charity, and my 2 days volunteering at one of their shelters was just phenomenal. The other two challenges were living on £2 a day for a month and living alcohol free for a month. So they were all kind of challenging in their own way, but I'll start by talking about Crisis. So I don't actually have any video footage because you're not actually allowed to film in the shelters, which is totally understandable. But I did just want to quickly talk about it because it is definitely one of my favourite challenges that I've done. I loved every second of it. It was definitely hard work, it wasn't easy, but it was also so fun, and I don't know, it just completely eradicates the stereotyping that you do around homeless people and just changes your outlook on it all, really. The guests were just wonderful. They all have some really interesting stories. Some of them are really, really tough, but actually they're just really interesting people, and they're lovely, and they just want someone to talk to, really. So I did a lot of talking over the 2 days, one of my favourite things. I also did some t-shirt printing, so I was helping the guests paint t-shirts. I did bingo with all the guests, which was super fun. I did lots of word searches with them, and yeah, just had a really good time. Also, the other volunteers are lovely too. So yeah, if you can, just pop your name down and volunteer, because I promise you won't regret it. So on to the other two challenges, which was my living alcohol free for a month and living on £2 a day for a month. The alcohol free side was actually totally okay. I thought it was going to be really hard, but it wasn't. It was fine. I'd go to the pub and drink my tap water. I've drunk an insane amount of tap water in the last month. But yeah, it was all good, really. Like occasionally I'd fancy a glass of wine with my meal or something like that, but other than that, that bit was all good. The £2 a day was a challenge. It's really hard just to cook all your meals. Like, it takes a lot of time, especially if you're making them from scratch. A lot of people have been asking me, like, how did I do it? Well, I shopped around. I went into Aldi, wrote down the prices of absolutely everything, then went across to Lidl, compared the prices to Aldi, then went across to Sainsbury's, did the same. So I'd say generally Aldi's the cheapest and the best value. Like, you get good quality for low prices. I sound like an advert. But if you want cheap peanut butter, Sainsbury's the way to go. Who knew? So yeah, I learned a bit about where to get the best value in different supermarkets. So I'm not going to talk much more about it. I actually recorded myself about a week and a half before the end of the month, and I was having a really, really low day. And so I filmed a little bit. So have a look. So I am feeling a little bit down today. I'm about 21 days into my challenge, so I am successfully living this month alcohol free and living on £2 a day, and it has been going well. It's definitely challenging, but for the most part it's been going well. And running has been definitely something that's been helping me get through this month, because obviously I'm training for the marathon, and I started to feel a bit of a niggle in my shins, and I know it's probably shin splints, which I've had before, and I feel really gutted. So I was supposed to do a long run today and I can't, and I was really looking forward to my Sunday because of my long run, which may sound a bit ridiculous, but that's just the way it is. And so I now need to rest I need to not run for at least a week or two, to let my legs get better. And I am now feeling just a little bit down about the next week, the sort of next week and a half, which is thought about how much I've got left till I can start spending and everything again. But I feel a bit like I'm just going to be getting through the next week and a half. I feel really down about that, because
because that's not really the way I live my life. I love to live every day and like make the most of every day. And I feel like it's just getting to me a bit, the barriers that living on £2 a day puts in place, and yeah, the alcohol free actually is the least of the worries. It's living on £2 a day and now not being able to run, which was something free to do, which I really loved. And this is people's lives. Some people, like actually, so many people live on less, and that makes me really sad. And then I feel really silly for being down, because this is temporary for me. And it's not temporary for everyone. So John, who I live with, said, well, while you're feeling down, record a bit. So I have. And I'm going to make this a really good week, even though I'm not running and even though I'm living on £2 a day. I'm going to find some ways to make this a really good week. And yeah, that's about it.
So I did get through that last week and a half, and actually I had a really good week. But I think what that video shows is that economic disadvantage, even in the short term, can lead to depression or feeling down. And I did feel really down, but there's been a massive learning that I've taken from the challenge. So now I'm going to show you pictures of all of the meals that I cooked for myself over the month, and also me drinking some water. Lucky you. And if you can, please donate. Thanks.